Well, hey folks, this is John with Ozarks Backroads with you. We're not in the Ozarks today, we're in North Carolina. So we're out on the mighty red sled, our 2019 Suzuki V-Strom 650, and we're going to take a ride through the Great Smoky Mountain National Park here in North Carolina. It should be a really cool ride through here, and we've got some things to see. I invite you all to come along. It should be a great day. We've just entered Smoky Mountain National Park here in North Carolina. We're coming in the southern entrance of the park, so it should be pretty cool. We ride all the way up through here and see what's in here. There's some deer right here. Hello. We've been over here in North Carolina for almost a week now, riding around, so I've got to see a lot of the country. I thought I'd bring you all to the park. I thought it was exceptionally beautiful. The Great Smoky Mountain National Park here in North Carolina is the most visited national park in the entire United States. So we're going to see some people today. It's just got a lot of people in it, but we'll make do. We'll still see what we need to see. So we're on the mighty V-Strom here, the big red sled. I've had a lot of fun on it out here this week, riding the mountain roads. It's about the perfect bike for those kinds of rides, twisty mountain roads and state highways, 2-lane blacktops and what have you. Really had a good time. I think I made the right decision on which bike to bring. They have a huge amount of national forests and just forest in general here in North Carolina and Tennessee, both. Lots of high mountains and a whole lot of forest. Just a gorgeous place. They got lots of rivers and lots of waterfalls. The Bald River Falls outside of Tellico Plains is really beautiful. It's a big river, or bigger creek that runs off the mountain there. And then there's been several others. Dry Falls is another one that's a pretty big waterfall. It's you can actually walk in behind it. It's pretty cool. There have been other ones I've stopped at. I don't even know the names of a lot of these waterfalls, but they're all beautiful. So it's not hard to find a waterfall. If you can't find one, you're just not looking, as far as I can tell. It's another thing they have a lot of in this part of the country are beautiful views. They are everywhere. Pretty crazy. Take a look at this view here and see how it looks. Now that's a view right there. We'll continue on up the mountain and see what else is up here. I'm sure they have more views. Seem to have plenty. This will take us out to Clingmans Dome. And it looks like Clingmans Dome is still going to be in the cloud cover. We got a lot more up to go, and it's already, I'm seeing cloud cover up on tops of these. That's where the dome's at. We'll run out here and see though. There might be a view to be had along the way. And you can see we're up on, the higher we get, the lower this fog base. These clouds are getting down on us here. All right, we're up here, and as I suspected, it's nothing but clouds. Yeah, I don't see much. Not much to be seen here. All right, we found a parking hole. That don't happen every day. We'll go over here and look off the mountain, but I got a feeling we're not going to see much. Not much to be seen. You can kind of see where the mountains are, but mostly fog. There's actually a tower up on the mountain you can go up. It's all in the clouds. You can't even see it. But this is Clingmans Dome. And they say on a clear day, it's really impressive. I'm sure it is. But that's not today. We're going to have to move on. This kind of looks like something out of a Jurassic Park movie. Pretty cool. I believe this is the back side of the chimney, what they call the chimney rocks. But wow, a lot of up and down right there. Without a doubt, this is just beautiful. That's the back side of the chimney rock area. Here kind of in the, getting up towards the upper part of the park. And that is really spectacular right there. We're going to continue on, see if there's anything else cool to see. Well, I think that qualifies as somewhat cool. Camera probably doesn't do much, but that is really spectacular. Just amazing how lush this forest is. Ferns and just everything. Quite spectacular, I would say. Reminds me of Colorado. We are just now entering the one-way Cades Cove Scenic Loop. It's an 11-mile circle that they've opened up the forest in the bottom down through here, and it's really attracting a lot of wildlife. Like you can see bear and elk and all kinds of things out in here. It's the only open ground in this huge, immense area of national forest here, so it's got grass on it, and that draws a lot of animals in. It's the middle of the day, so I really don't expect to see a whole lot of wildlife. It's really hot. We'll go look at this cabin and see what the scoop is on it. Here's a little information on this cabin. There's an old cabin here. Apparently it was built around the 1820s. This guy moved in here, and his family wound up staying for about 100 years in this area. Not necessarily in this cabin, but this cabin is the original cabin built in 1820. It talks about how they fit it all together. Here's a picture of it in 1957, and it looks like the Park Service has done a little work, straightened up the roof somewhat, probably did some structural work on the inside to straighten that up. Pretty cool. The pretty cool old cabin sitting on rocks right where the old boy left it in 1820. That is really neat. Still got the shake shingles. They were probably been changed many times over the years. They don't last 100 years, or 200 years. Now you can see how the logs fit together. They knew what they were doing. They knew how to make them stay together. They're still tight today. I'm sure it's been rechinked quite a few times, but that's really cool. It's cool when you can find one of these old log cabins, the chimney's still intact, the flue and the fireplace. This one's all here. So this little house it's got a porch on the front and on the back, or either side, depending on how you look at it. That is just pretty cool. Some awesome log joinery right there. It's amazing how well those have held up for 200 years. I don't know what kind of logs they are, but they're not rotting. Well, here's an old cabin along the way here on this little loop, this Dove Cove loop. This thing looks like it's been around a really long time. The rock stackers have been at work, setting their house up on whatever they could find. This is really cool. Pretty simple house though, and a very low door. That door is about 5.5 feet tall right here. Much shorter than I am. It's got an old fireplace in it here, a flue. And it's got an upstairs where the kids would have slept. These steps are actually curved. They go up and turn. This is a new flue that was added on. They used bricks on it. I believe over here in the next room. No. This is an add-on, about like a porch, I guess. You can see the original house, and then they've added this porch onto it here. Pretty cool looking old shed in the back, a little log building they've made. Looks like it's all pretty much original. Still got the pole rafters and everything in it. Might have been for the animals. Some sort of shed they had anyhow. Got another one right here. A second one, and then there's an old barn back here from back in the day. Well, this old barn got some damage. It got some wind damage and peeled the roof off of it on one side. You can see over here where the roof's got lifted off of it. They've got some materials gathered up here. It looks like the Park Service may be going to fix the damage there. Try to preserve the old barn for a while longer. Pretty cool. So that is a pretty cool old cabin right there on the Cades Cove loop here at the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. A big thunderstorm rolled through, a big shower this afternoon and rained. It trapped me in that first cabin. I didn't want to get my cameras wet. I was about a half a mile walk from the bike. So I hung out in there for about an hour, and it finally let up. It's dry enough now. I think we can continue making some video. We stopped and I stopped and looked at an old Baptist church from 1839. Had a little cemetery behind it, and that was kind of neat. A really nice building. They did a good job on it. It's still in pretty good shape. They've got a lot of cool old log cabins like this house place here from back in the 1800s, the early 1800s, some of them. But they've got log cabins galore in this park. Don't feed the bears, stay away from the bears. Okay, I got it. You don't have to tell me twice. Here we've got some deer out here feeding on this grass. Boy, that one's so full, her belly's about to pop. Look at that belly on that deer. That's some good groceries right there. So the Forest Service has come in here and cut this area out, cleared it, and it's made some really good habitat for the wildlife in the area. Well, folks, I appreciate you all hanging out with me, checking out the Smoky Mountain National Park here in North Carolina. It's been a really great day. I hope you saw something you liked. I invite you all to come back and see me. We'll go somewhere and do something else. Till I catch up with you again, you all take care of yourselves. We'll catch you next time.